The water bowl keeps going down. But think about it. When was the last time you actually saw your cat drink? You've watched them eat. You've watched them stare at absolutely nothing for 10 straight minutes. But drinking? Somehow, that always happens when you're not in the room. That's not a coincidence. Your cat is hiding something from you, and the reason goes back 10,000 years. Understanding this one thing could literally save your cat's life. Here's the strange part. Your cat isn't shy. This is the same animal that sits on your keyboard while you're working, follows you into the bathroom, and screams at you for breakfast at 5 in the morning. Privacy is not exactly their thing. And yet, when it comes to water, they vanish. You'll find the bowl half empty. You'll hear the faint lapping sound from the other room that stops the second you walk in. Some cats will even sit beside a full water bowl, look directly at you, and refuse to take a single sip until you leave. So why does an animal that demands your attention all day suddenly want zero witnesses for something as simple as a drink of water? The answer starts with what drinking actually does to a cat's body. Because in those few seconds at the bowl, your cat becomes the most vulnerable version of itself. And once you understand why, you'll never look at that water bowl the same way again. When a cat lowers its head to drink, 3 things happen at once. Its eyes drop below the horizon line, cutting off its view of the room. Its ears tilt forward toward the water, dulling its ability to track sounds behind it. And its body locks into a fixed, crouched position, the single worst posture for escaping an ambush. For a predator that is also prey, that combination is a nightmare. In the wild, water sources are where hunters wait. Big cats, birds of prey, rival predators, they all know that every animal has to drink eventually. So small wildcats developed a simple rule. Never drink unless you're certain nothing is watching. And here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. To your cat, you count as something watching, even after years in your home, even if they trust you completely. The instinct doesn't care. A direct stare from a larger animal while their head is down triggers the same ancient alarm, no matter how many treats you've handed them. But vulnerability is only half of the story, because there's a second reason your cat treats water so strangely. And it explains why some cats barely seem to drink at all. We'll get there in a moment. First, if you've ever caught your cat doing this, drop a comment and tell me where your cat's secret drinking spot is. You'd be amazed how many cats pick the exact same hiding places. And if you want to understand what your cat is really telling you, one behavior at a time, subscribe and tap the bell because we decode a new one every single week. Now, the second reason, your cat's relationship with water was shaped somewhere it almost never rained. Domestic cats descend from the African wildcat, a desert animal. For thousands of generations, their ancestors survived in places where open water was rare, dangerous, or simply didn't exist. So nature solved the problem a different way. It shaped a cat that barely needs to drink. Wildcats got nearly all of their moisture from the bodies of their prey. A fresh kill is roughly 70% water. The bowl came second. The hunt came first. That desert blueprint is still running inside the cat sleeping on your couch. It's why cats have one of the weakest thirst drives of any domestic animal. They don't feel thirst the way you do. That nagging, impossible-to-ignore signal. Theirs whispers where yours shouts. A cat can be genuinely dehydrated and still walk straight past the water bowl, which means every drink your cat does take is a deliberate decision, not a craving. And deliberate decisions get made carefully, quietly, and on the cat's terms, usually when you're not standing there. There's a third piece to this puzzle, though, because it's not just when your cat drinks that's strange, it's where. And if your cat ignores the water bowl right next to its food, you're about to find out it's been trying to tell you something all along. Have you ever noticed your cat drinking from a glass on your nightstand, the bathroom faucet, even a puddle outside? Anything except the bowl you so thoughtfully placed beside its dinner? That's not your cat being difficult. That's another survival rule firing. In the wild, cats never drink near a kill. A carcass contaminates nearby water, bacteria, parasites, decay. So instinct wrote a hard line into the feline brain. Food and water do not belong together. When you place the water bowl directly beside the food bowl, your cat's instincts read that water as suspicious, potentially spoiled. Many cats will quietly choose to drink less rather than drink there. And the bowl itself might be working against you too. If your cat's water sits in a narrow, deep dish, every sip forces their whiskers to bend against the sides. Whiskers are precision instruments, flooded with nerve endings sensitive enough to read air currents. Crushing them against a bowl, sip after sip, ranges from irritating to genuinely uncomfortable. Behaviorists call it whisker fatigue. To your cat, that bowl isn't a water source. It's an annoyance they'll avoid until they have no other choice. So your cat retreats to the secret spots: the glass, the faucet, the shower floor. And the faucet preference? That one has its own explanation, and it reveals something fascinating about how cats judge whether water is safe to drink at all. Still, water is a gamble in nature. Stagnant pools breed bacteria, but moving water, a stream, a trickle, a drip, is fresh by definition. It's filtered, oxygenated, alive. Cats are hardwired to trust motion. It's why so many cats will sit by a faucet, mesmerized, waiting for you to turn it on, while a perfectly clean bowl of still water sits untouched in the kitchen. There's even a sensory bonus. Cats can hear moving water far more easily than they can see still water. A cat's close-range vision is surprisingly poor. That bowl of motionless, transparent liquid is genuinely hard for them to locate precisely. Some cats paw at the surface before drinking for exactly that reason. They're not playing. They're making ripples, creating motion so they can tell where the water actually is. Now, before we finish, there's one more thing you need to know, because everything in this video has been about cats hiding the act of drinking. But there's a version of this behavior that flips completely, and it's the one that should actually concern you. If your cat suddenly stops being secretive about water, if a cat that spent years drinking in private starts camping at the bowl, drinking openly, frequently, in front of everyone, pay attention. A sudden, noticeable increase in thirst is one of the earliest visible signs of some of the most common feline health conditions, including kidney disease and diabetes, especially in older cats. The change matters more than the amount. You know your cat's normal. When a private drinker becomes a public one, that's not a quirk. That's a signal. And it's worth a conversation with your vet. So what can you actually do with all of this? 3 simple things. Move the water bowl away from the food, a different corner, even a different room. Swap a deep, narrow bowl for a wide, shallow one that spares the whiskers. And if your cat is a faucet devotee, consider a pet fountain, moving water their instincts can finally approve of. Then place one bowl somewhere quiet, with a clear view of the room, where no one walks up behind them. You'll be amazed how much more your cat drinks when drinking stops feeling like a risk. Because that's the truth underneath all of it. Your cat was never being secretive to shut you out. Every hidden sip is a desert survivor, following rules written long before your house, your bowl, or you ever existed. Your cat isn't hiding from you. It's protecting itself. The only way it knows how. And speaking of things your cat does only when it feels completely safe, have you ever wondered why your cat watches you sleep? Standing on your chest at 3 a.m., staring directly into your face? That behavior means something very specific. And it's probably not what you think. That video is on your screen right now.